Well, this is Jeremy with Red Hawk Coaching, and I'm excited today to interview Mark Smeltzer with SmeltzerSounds, and really excited because this is a little bit different than what I've done before. As we're getting a little bit away from real estate and just talking about business owners, life, and some of their successes and challenges, and I'm really excited about what Mark's going to be bringing today. We had the opportunity to chat with him for a few minutes. So, how are you doing today, Mark?
I'm as good as ever, man. I'm alive.
You're alive. Breathing's like half the battle, right? Just waking up, just getting out of bed.
Waking up, man. I'm ahead than most people than I was yesterday.
Well, tell me a little bit about your business now. You've got SmeltzerSounds. You've been in the business since 2017. What got you started in the acting, the voiceovers, those type of things?
So I've always wanted to be able to help people, and for the past few years, I kind of lost sight of that. I became selfish, and I grew up wanting to be in entertainment, wanting to act, wanting to perform, wanting to get people's attention, wanting to make people happy, make them laugh, make them feel. And then for a few years, like 18 through 25, 26, 27, I'm 27 now. So from 18 to 27, I kind of lost sight of that. And last year, I finally decided that I'm going to actually do this. And I thought that voiceover would be a great start. And then finally, I just transitioned into now going through a breakup recently, finally realizing that I'm taking control of my life again, and not lying to other people, not lying to myself, and being open and honest with people, and realizing that my potential, my passion is helping other people through entertainment.
Yeah, so you talked about being derailed for a period of time and talking about your passion, and I think both of those are linked together. So when you're derailed off the path that you're wanting to go, and maybe being told what that path might be for you, or not having a clear vision, how did that impact you internally?
Oh, it's just a complete mind fuck. It's just you just trying to battle with yourself constantly, and it is you just have to understand that you have to win. You just have to win. There's no giving up. If you give up, then you've lost the battle entirely. When you say that you can't, that's when you lose.
So what got you motivated to move towards sound and acting? What was it that
I was really unhappy? I was unhappy with myself. I was unhappy with the choices I was making. I was unhappy with the way I was treating other people. And I finally decided I just need to not do that. And it was difficult because I was basically a liar and a cheater in a relationship. And what happened was it just finally started catching up to me, and I realized, oh, I can't really do this anymore. If I want to succeed, if I want to be professional, if I want to actually become what I'm supposed to be, then I can't act like that. And I need to start acting good, professional, honest, open, and be real. That's a big problem that most people have. They have a front nowadays. It's just it's a world of fake. And of course, I have to lie for a living. Like, acting isn't really, it's not lying. It's being true to the character.
Sure.
So that is my job. And I try and help people become their best selves as well in that process. And I'm not perfect. And I understand that nobody's perfect. That's what a lot of people don't realize. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now with the acting and the voiceover, what is it that you're passionate about that? What makes you passionate about that?
Well, just being able to say weird jokes, or just being able to see on the other side a reaction. If I see something where you're like, oh, that was funny, like that was actually kind of good, like then I've done my job. Like, that was just being able to get that shift of if somebody's unhappy and you make some remark or something that changes their mood from a negativity to a positivity, like it's just boom, boom. Like, you see that change, you see the reaction in people. And if I can get people to feel, to think, to question, to laugh, to smile, to cry, to hope, that's the goal. That is the goal. Feels. And I lost feeling for years. I lost feeling for years because I wasn't in touch with myself. And now that I know that I'm in touch with myself, I now know exactly how to do it. And I'm working every day to get better at it.
So that external coming from others, that just feeds your internal.
In a sense, yeah. Obviously happiness comes from within, right? Change. So I need to be happy first.
Absolutely.
in order to truly help other people. Actually, who was it? Was it Robin Williams? There's three of my main people. One of them is George Carlin. Huge fan.
Yep.
I mean, he's, I would say, my idol as far as anybody in entertainment goes, because he's the guy who taught me how to question things and to think. The other one is Robin Williams and Jim Carrey. Those are the three main people. And then my mentor now, Hank Norman, I follow and I try and listen into what he's saying and how you have to open up and be honest and be real and be raw and help other people in your process. So help other people in order to help yourselves. So I'm learning that it was just a matter of me being selfish, and now I'm learning how to be not selfish by helping other people.
I love that. I love that. Tell me about some of the successes you've had in your business.
Yesterday I just signed a client for a $300 video for like a minute. Obviously those prices will go up eventually, because I'll be like, oh, all right, so I know I'm good at this. I know what I can do, and I can get more people on board. When you close somebody, when you make somebody happy, when you fulfill a problem. For example, I've done some work for Dwayne Johnson's company, $7 Productions. One of the solutions that I offered was I was a sports announcer for one of their videos last year, 2017. It was a professional bodybuilding competition in Las Vegas. And with the demos online, you can check it out at SmeltzerSounds or my website or YouTube either. So the solution that I offered was they needed a voice. I had a voice that they thought was good for the project. I won the audition, and on its way, a little while later, that video's out, and it got quite a lot of views. Actually, it's on YouTube. It's called Mr. Olympia. I think it's 2017, Las Vegas.
Awesome. And so, was that something you stepped into knowing that opportunity was going to be there, or was that something you kind of stepped out in faith and you said, I'm just going to do what I need to be done? And this
was my calling. I knew that, I enjoyed entertainment. I knew I had a good voice. I just told myself I need to start learning the process. I need to start learning the craft, finding out the character, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? Who's my audience? Who am I talking to? What's the relationship with the audience? Figuring out what are the given circumstances of the script. What is this part supposed to mean? What is that part supposed to mean? How am I supposed to feel about this situation as this character? And so trying to dig it into the script itself has been, it's a lot of work, but it's fun. I completely understand why actors and actresses and people just get tired. Like I do. It's because you are not playing yourself. You have to learn constantly. You have to be green as hell all the time, because if you're ripe, you're rotten, and you're green, you're growing. So Every single new character is different, but a lot of them have very similar motivations. Most people want to be happy. Most people want a goal that you have to achieve, that you have something that you have to overcome, either externally or internally. And I can resonate with that now, because I've overcome something in my life that I was a shitty person, and I had to accept that. So,
isn't it amazing we can take our own personal life experiences and it blends over into our business? Isn't that amazing?
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
So when we look at successes, there's always challenges, and I could only imagine the amount of challenges in your type of industry where there's a lot of people that want to go out there and do the same thing. So what are those challenges, and how are you setting yourself up to overcome them?
You have to challenge yourself. You have to be better than you were yesterday. So if you're not working on your craft every single day, then you're going to fail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's this number one. You have to know yourself. Sure, you can fake it, but eventually that shit's going to catch up with you really quick. And one thing that I realized is that you need to be honest with yourself. If you vote, you need to overcome. That's my superpower, is getting people to open up. Is you have to open up with yourself. You have to be honest. You have to know what you want. And there's no other way to do that than just living your life and figuring it out, writing it down, getting in front of the right people, learning your craft.
And it's one of those things I think it is truly important to know you. And sometimes we give that up to others, and where we shouldn't. And there's those times where we hear the no, right? There's probably a lot of times you hear no, and how challenging that can be from a mindset perspective. We have that, I coach a lot of real estate agents, and there's a lot of no's to get to a yes. And sometimes individuals just can't take those no's. So how do you prep yourself mindset wise? So I know you have to know yourself, but Are there
You
any?
got to hear thousands of no's.
Yeah, yeah, thousands.
That's the answer.
Probably
You
hear.
just have to hear it. Like, no.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but yes, like, this is going to happen. Here's what I'm going to do to get better in order to make it happen. You have to work on yourself. Investing in yourself. Stop investing in college and all these other these mind games of all this crap, the alcohol, all the sodas, all these animal products. Quit buying stupid shit and focus on yourself. Stop investing in other people. Invest in yourself. That is where the money is made.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that. I think there's oftentimes we'll put money in, especially as business owners, we'll put it in places where there's no return, or the return is short lived.
It's artificial.
Yeah, it's artificial. We get
it.
Oh,
you got a nice new BMW that you can barely afford. You got a nice house that you can barely afford. You got a nice. Why sacrifice your living? Why sacrifice certain things in your life? Why sacrifice your happiness? Why sacrifice that? I don't understand that. I'll never understand that. Actually, I do understand it because I tried to do that one time, and it was stupid. It was stupid now that I realized that. All these youngsters trying to be fake on Instagram, these just dumb kids sometimes. Like, I was one of those. Like, I get it.
Now, Mark, let me ask you this. So, we're talking about this to help people avoid it, right? To shortcut, maybe, not fall into the traps that you may have fallen into. Yet, if you didn't personally go through that experience, would you be where you are today?
No, not even close. I would probably still be artificial. I mean, I would still be stuck. I had to go through a certain part of my life where I had to meet certain people and I had to do certain things in order to become who I am today. And that is just how you have to do it. It's kind of like in the Matrix. I wrote an article yesterday about this, actually. It's on my LinkedIn page. You can check it out. It's called How to Find Out What You Want. Mm-hmm. You have to know yourself. You have to provide value. That's how you find out what you want. Write it down. Write down what you want. It doesn't matter what it is. Just write it down. Mm-hmm. Just write it down. I want a nice house. Okay, cool. I want a cool car. Okay, awesome. I want to help people. Okay, great. I want to become rich and successful by helping other people. Now you're getting somewhere. Like, helping other people is the process. So when you help other people, you help yourself. I mean, Zig Ziglar said the same thing years ago. Jesus said things, whether or not he was a real person, whether or not you believe in him, I don't care. Like, that's just real. Like, who's it? Like Buddha, Gandhi, all these guys for the past few thousands of years, as far as we know, have said the same thing. Help others to help yourself. That's just how it works. And I'm learning that today.
How do you feel about this? This is something that I've come across lately, and it's actually been around for a little while now. And I think a lot of it with all the technology and the speed of the process and how things happen. We've kind of gotten into what I call the fast food society. We want to.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, we want to drive up to the window. We want to drive up to the sign, make our order, and 30 seconds later, have the hamburger thrown out at us into the car so we can consume it.
Humans are inherently lazy, so which is good and bad.
Yeah. So when we look at like a career like yours that you're pursuing and you're wanting to be successful in, and you have these individuals that come in and they think, oh, it's going to happen for me overnight, right? What do you say to that?
There's no such thing as an overnight success. Sorry. The only person who would ever be an overnight success is someone who was born and then born into kingdomry. I don't even know if that's a word. I'm just saying.
It sounds
that's overnight success. If you were born on day 0, day 1, you're a king or a queen, or immediately coming out of the womb saying, here I am. I know how to speak. I know how to talk. I've helped thousands and millions of people. Then you're an overnight success. But until that happens, there's no such thing as an overnight success. Same thing with self-made entrepreneur. Get the fuck out of here. That is one of the most ridiculous sayings I've ever heard in my life. Your mommy and daddy had a kid. That's how you're made. You're not self-made. You're made.
Yeah, there's somebody there along the process, and we, even if we're our own independent, I call myself a CEO of my business, is that there's people that are helping me that might not be seen in my business every single day,
Right.
that I'm leaning on and gaining support from and learning from. And I think that's a great point that you bring up, is that not selfish.
It's completely a selfish phrase. It's an overnight. It's a stupid phrase. Completely just dumb.
No, I agree, and I think, you know, when you look at, you know, a business like yours, is that, you know, to get the skills to be able to do what you've accomplished is also not an overnight deal. You're picking those skills up over a long period of time.
True.
Yeah, awesome. What advice would you give to somebody's out there and they're watching this today and they're saying, you know, I want to get into the same business that Mark's in. What is a piece of advice? Let's say if you had only one piece of advice to give them, what would that be?
Gotta be honest with yourself.
Honest with who you are and what you really want.
Start knowing yourself. Start learning about you.
Mm-hmm.
Because too many people are there. I mean, they have so many influences in their life, whether it's religion, whether it's politics, whether it's sex, drugs, rock and roll. I don't care. Whatever it is, you have to start knowing yourself.
Now, before we got on the call, and you know, I want to bring this to a close, so people can go back to being productive, right? You let me know that you're going to Los Angeles. You know, what's drawing you there, and what do you want to accomplish when you get there? What is your goal?
I think I can help more people in that area. I mean, there's a few friends that I have down there that are involved in the industry. There's a few people that I know I can assist, and I know I have a superpower. I mean, I can get people to be open and be honest and be raw. In a city, in a world that is fake, that's a very, very, very powerful superpower.
Awesome. So when do you plan on heading out that direction?
January 3rd is probably when I'll stroll, ride into town.
Right into town.
Leaving Wenatchee December 28th. Wenatchee is Central Washington State here. It's a beautiful town, very beautiful. But it is the calling. I've wanted to go down for years, ever since I was like in high school, just because I knew that I had certain passions, certain ways that I could help other people. I have energy, you know. I have this. There's something inside of me that every morning I wake up and I'm like, I want to help people with entertainment. I want to get them to laugh. I want to get them to feel. I know my purpose now. Mm-hmm. So that's powerful. That is a superpower.
Yeah, take note that it's hard to move forward towards the goals that you have or the vision you've casted.
That's right. You have to write it down. Find out what you want.
Yeah. How do people, you know, I work with a lot of people in the real estate industry, and every once in a while they'll need a voiceover. So how do they get in touch with you? What's the best way to reach out?
So if you want to, you can check out my demo, real estate demo, SmeltzerSounds. I can either do I can, if you send me something, I can figure out, or just call me. Tell you what, 509-630-6654. You can check out my website at SmeltzerSounds.com. You can follow my material on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn. But the main thing is call me, and I want to ask you about your main problems in your real estate biz. We can start working on virtual tours. We can start working on videos. We can start honing your message, how you help other people, get you back into the mindset of helping other people instead of, oh, I want a new car. You know, you need to start thinking of, how can I maximize my time with my clients? How do I automate my process? How do I make sure that they are the ones that are the most important part of my business? Because without your clients, you have no business. Without your clients, you have no money. Without your clients, you are nothing. So you need to be able to help other people. And that's what I'm here to help you do.
Awesome. Well, I love.
I'll report for you too.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice 3-bed, 2-bath. No.
Yeah, I was watching some of those. I was like, those are great voiceovers. I love it. So, Mark, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you've got a busy schedule, and I appreciate you, your desire to help others. In fact, we had a conversation just before we got on here where you were talking to me about my business and helping me out as well. And I appreciate to run with people like that, because in doing that, we all grow together.
Absolutely, man. I completely 100% agree. So if you need assistance to your business, call me. I'm here to help, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And by the way, the way we met was through this guy here, Tony Bluntly, Side Hustle Millionaire. So Tony, I'm going to give you a little plug here. Tony was a real estate client of mine when I was back doing sales before I moved into leadership and coaching with the real estate industry. And I did that for 14 years. and recently just moved to owning my own coaching business. And so I'm excited. A big part of who I am is being able to help others as well. So Mark, thank you.
I gotta mention that Tony, actually, I used to be negative, and Tony was one of the guys that called me out on my shit a few months ago. He really was. Like, I didn't even think of it. I didn't think twice about it back then when I was just in that negative, angry mindset. But now I finally realize he was, stay positive. Don't focus on the negative. Be more productive and focus on you. Focus on what you want. And I was like, wow. Now I finally realized, like, that was powerful. So thank you, Tony. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, sometimes we all need that swift kick, and Tony's more than willing to give it. So that's one of the things I love about Tony. That's his superpower.
Yeah, give him a swift kick. That's a good superpower to have.
Yeah. All right, Mark. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you again for doing this, and look forward to seeing all your accomplishments out there in Los Angeles.
I'm here to help.
All right, take care.